Hermes Birkin handbag with diamond details has just sold for $298,000, setting a new record for the coveted bags.
Open here at $1 million, $1,100,000, $1,200,000 is a bit already.
It's called a Birkin bag?
A Birkin bag. Oh my God. A Birkin bag.
We're in Indiana, and remember, as you're watching these pictures, this is all over shoes.
Gucci doesn't belong in a mall. It belongs in a museum.
Don't thank me. Thank my beautiful new suit.
Can't go shopping. Depresses me.
Did we all get tricked into designer brand addiction?
What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
When we get statements like,
And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph level.
the thought probably isn't that far-fetched. Brands like Balenciaga have even made their way into household animated sitcoms like The Simpsons.
I'm beautiful.
But let's say that doesn't mean that much. No one cares about Simpsons anymore. How is the brand Supreme able to sell a self-labeled brick, yes, a simple red brick, to customers that at one point was reselling for $1,000? Needless to say, this isn't their only interesting item sold. But you know what's the most interesting part about this all? That no one even cares. And why should they? It's just the way things are now, right? The hype,
Police were called to a 3-day queue.
the logos, prices that don't, but should probably make us say,
Oh no!
are ingrained in Western culture, even going further than this, as faulty metrics, in my opinion, used to perceive one's value. That's actually been here before the 21st century, but for obvious reasons are more clear now. So if you're anything like me, you're probably thinking, when I say we, who does that mean? And how did we get tricked into luxury, designer brand addiction? Well, we is me, you, anyone watching this video for that matter. Take this quote from an interview with the CEO of LVMH fashion group in 2014, Pierre-Yves Rossel. Most of our customers are people who want to feel they have worked hard and want to treat themselves well. They want to buy something they really enjoy. They want to be seduced. And it's true, many of us do work extremely hard, sometimes in an almost monotonous pattern. Wake up, commute, or turn on your PC, do your day job, commute back, or turn off your PC, chill, sleep, and do it all over again. So after a long month of work, indulging or splurging seems almost natural. As Pierre said, we are seduced, which is shown further by almost a double increase in the last 3 years on the intent US citizens have in buying designer goods. And seeing as most people fall within the categories of working class or middle class, it means they are successfully convincing more and more people to part with their money that would put them in more debt, or simply speaking, in a situation that they usually can't afford. There's even alternatives to buying designer goods right now. So example, renting designer bags to get that same adrenaline rush, that dopamine hit, that moment of feeling special that you would get normally from buying these items. So really the next question is, how are they achieving this? How did we all get tricked?
So I feel like, why am I doing it? But I still do it. I still do it. I can't help it. I can't help myself.
His technology and the ability to shop online rather than going to stores.
You see, there's many reasons for this, all valid in their own right. Social media, the fear of missing out. But one reason that stands above all others, that actually links into them as well, is the aspiration to belong. Or going one step further, a search for identity, aligning to what I like to call the golden ticket theory. It's a thought that continuously follows us throughout life, from social circles in school to even specific teams, groups at work, central to this one question: how does one get into the popular group? The group that everybody wants to be a part of. Often when viewing this popular group, what generally tends to stand out as the answer is owning luxury brands, attributed with perceived exclusivity.
And there's a waiting list.
I assumed.
5 years.
Markers of the finer things in life, and social proof that you are the elect, that belong with the elite. So here's the golden ticket, accessible and available to all, willing to pay bank-breaking prices. Yet in the end, the ticket itself is a house of cards, unfortunately built on foundations bound to inevitably fall. So at its core, what actually is the problem?
Look at Americans' finances as we approach the holiday shopping season. New data shows Americans are digging themselves deeper into credit card debt.
My possessions are like my dog. They're important to me.
You can eat or you can look fabulous.
They start to own you in a way. It's hard.
The most obvious problem attributed to designer brand addiction is the financial state it leaves many in. Or to keep it real, the way they keep people poor. Simply due to the exorbitant prices, most people just don't have the money to pay for designer goods, so default to using credit cards, where debt is racked up at large sums at high interest rates, leaving almost no chance to pay them off as the debt keeps on growing and growing over time, meaning even if you were to stop buying designer goods, if you didn't aggressively attack the debt to pay off, it would grow indefinitely, causing financial strain, but also having long-lasting effects on your health through stress and anxiety as the financial burden weighs heavy on the mind. But financial strain isn't the only consequence. Another less talked about issue is the emotional dependence many form on designer goods. These items become symbols of self-worth, identity, even going as far as self-love, which can lead to unhealthy attachment that drives further purchases, deepening the cycle of emotional dependence.
My possessions are like my dog.
Identity.
They start to own you in a way.
And self-love.
And I think buying clothing was something, like I said, was like a self-love.
Which seem hard to reconcile, resolve for anyone that finds themselves within the contrary motions. Delving deeper into the issue, in extreme scenarios, these brands can almost act like nicotine to buyers, creating a cycle where each purchase satisfies a craving, only for it to resurface again and again and again. Much like nicotine, the allure of designer items pulls people back in again, promising fulfillment but ultimately leaving them hollow. Sadly, like a chronic smoker reaching for the next pack, they return to the internet, the high street shops, to make the next purchase, yet still feel the same. And so I ask myself, thinking back to the core of this video, why does no one care? And the optimistic in me also curious, is there a solution?
A is for Axiom, your home sweet home. B is for by and large.
A cocoa drink. All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua. No artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about?
To show off the cars and the clothes, I get paid lots of money. To lie and pretend that I'm your friend.
Yeah. Now it's time for a little wakey-uppy.
The term passive indoctrination comes to mind and plays a crucial role in allowing us to feel indifferent or rather value materialism above all else. And to be honest, there's some logic to it. If a person has many luxury things, it's a sign of success. And while uniquely defined in different ways for everyone does want to be successful. And luxury things in of themselves aren't bad things. But this thought fails to accurately convey the other side of the coin less seen. The side that delves into the addictive materialistic cycle. But the optimistic in me, once again, is hopeful that if the adverse effects were more clear, more spoken about, then maybe we would actually care. But while caring is a great start, it doesn't provide the change that's required. So what can actually be done about this? Out of ignorance when writing this script, I thought for a moment, generally, that a budget alone would be an answer everyone could utilize. And while it serves a much needed function, useful for those who find themselves falling short financially at the end of the month, quarter, year, it doesn't completely neutralize the problem at hand. Simply put, a budget doesn't stop someone feeling empty when trying to fill that void with labels, items, luxury things, but in fact enables someone to continue to fill that void habitually, almost out of necessity, a need that becomes a chain in of itself. So I thought, what about having regular breaks from social media? Or even getting off entirely? Well, for some this could work, but even then it only takes one step outside for many of us, especially for those of us in the Western world, for something you see to stir up those desires, those wants. Another solution comes in the form of a house in the woods, away from the noise, which should help protect against the social cues and desires to pick up something new. But once again, this solution wouldn't be sufficient for the vast majority of us that value and want to be part of community, and to be honest, understand this necessity. And so in looking for a holistic or video proof solution, in all the answers that I could find that the world has to offer, I find none that supply finality. And so in my best efforts, I can only give you my personal experience and what has made headway for me. Being a short but profound verse from the Bible, Colossians 3:2, set your mind on things above, not on earthly things, which has allowed me to progressively align my focus on God, specifically the person of Jesus Christ and all the things he taught and showcased: love, patience, compassion, kindness, just to name a few. And so continually dwell less on seeking identity within designer brands, luxury things, which while not bad as standalone items, can certainly permeate or mutate over time into things undesirable, but rather seeking identity in him. In closing, while I wholeheartedly believe the solution I discussed provides the truth, it has to be made clear that it's a day-by-day action that I sometimes find myself falling short of, which, if you also choose this solution, will happen to you. But my hope is that while you fall 7 times, you will rise again. And so maybe, just maybe, with this video, others like it, and things to come, that change will be televised. If you made it to this point in this video, then definitely appreciate it. Appreciate you taking your time to listen to what I have to say. Maybe you found something valuable here, something you can apply to your own life. And so if that's the case, then definitely leave this video a like. On that same train of thought, YouTube actually thinks and so recommends this video here for you. So if you've got time, give that a watch. Otherwise, until next time, stay blessed, take care, and peace.